For a business to be considered formal in Uganda, it must be officially registered, which means the owner must keep the records and should be regulated by law. However, many people in business do not know the importance of registering businesses. It is also important to sensitize masses, given that 52% of businesses in Uganda are in the formal sector, or as many commonly refer to them as Juakali. In this kind of sector, many are involved in small or medium enterprise businesses which they operate without proper records. For the tax body to position itself to tapping into the formal sector, John Musinguzi, Commissioner General in URA, says people need sensitization on the importance of paying tax.
Tax education is a minimum that we must do to reduce the informality. Partnerships with colleagues like this is a very interesting forum. You have someone who represents 2.8 million women entrepreneurs in this country. You have someone representing the Private Sector Foundation with all its members. You have all the key people that you need to share with this information and share it with the public and dismiss the misinformation and therefore cause people to do the right thing.
Rosemary Mochabule, a director at Business Advisory and Consultancy Services Enterprise Uganda, says the cause of this is the attitude of informal business owners who hesitate to formalize their business because of fear to pay tax.
The perceived burden of paying taxes and the tax enforcement challenges, again, these are perceptions. Because of that, we are seeing a lot of horizontal growth. That these informal business people, you find somebody's doing, for instance, Rolex, and they have like 20 different points. You imagine if they consolidated this and registered, and what kind of business that would be.
She notes that it is very important to highlight that much as 85% of employment comes from informal sector, which is a great step. It creates a gap where the body misses out on revenue to fund plans of government and develop the nation.
There are many benefits to you coming out and formalizing. Paying taxes is one of them, but also growing your business, employing more people. Because as long as you're under there, you can't brand yourself, you can't be known. You can only be known if your business is branded and you're out there and you can be recognized, and that's how partnerships come in, that's how growth happens.
The collections by Uganda Revenue Authority constitute roughly 50%, leaving a deficit of 50%, which is filled by borrowing. To widen the tax base, the tax body is imploring owners of informal businesses to register their business.
Friends, informality ties our hands, we will not grow. It is not by accident that the major businesses in our country belong to multinationals. Wherever they started, they became formal. They expanded. They sold shares. They listed on the stock exchanges. Now they go for all the opportunities, including the opportunities in our country.
Experts in the formal sector also want government to create strategies that will attract members operating in the informal sector.
The informal sector businesses, give them some time and work with them as they improve themselves before we can start asking them to pay. What am I talking about here? I'm talking about providing some time within which a company can start paying taxes. For instance, you can say you can only start paying after probably 2-3 years of your registration.
Corporate informal businesses like those operating online are thriving without even having to pay tax. Government says it is still standing them to understand how online system works before a tax is imposed. Eve Masawi, CTV, PM Edition.
Catch a breath of air.